Hi guys, welcome back to First Half Podcast. This is a channel that we talk about football. My name is Dennis and I'm here with
Patrick.
Okay, how are you doing, bro?
Shala, I'm not bad. I'm not bad.
Okay,
Yeah.
so guys, over the past seasons, we've had one team, one of the biggest giants in the world football, in the name of Manchester United. And this is a team that is going through a lot of turbulent times. They've changed a couple of managers. Last season was their worst performance in the EPL since the introduction of the Premier League, where they came out 15th. They got the opportunity to play in the Europa League, and that was an opportunity for them to get into the Champions League. But they couldn't get over the line, losing to Tottenham. The team has gone through a whole lot of challenges, and today we are going to talk about Manchester United, some of their challenges, how they can fix it, and what the new season looks for them. So, bro, are you excited about this?
Yeah, I am because Rúben Amorim came in as a darling boy in the EPL. He had a lot of interviews with the media. He was so excited all over the place. Then the game started.
Yeah.
Then it was a different ball game. It has been tough for him as a coach, as a young coach. That is, I think that his expectations were very high.
Okay.
But then one thing that I should say is that I expected it to be tough for him.
Do you?
Yeah, looking at the caliber of players that he had to work with at the latter part of the season, I think that things were tough as expected.
Okay.
But then, I mean, surprisingly, at the end of the league, at the end of the season, he looked to be very upbeat.
Okay.
He promised the team that things were going to get better, which was expected from any other coach to actually help encourage the fans.
Okay. So let's take it one by one. Let's unpack the United issues and then take it from there. I think there are a lot that have been happening even since after the season ended. There are things that we've had opinions, conversation, both off air and on air.
Yeah.
Now, before we go into the details, in your opinion, you just spoke about Rúben Amorim. You spoke about the end of season. He had an opportunity to talk to the fans at Old Trafford at the end of the game, where he mentioned that the bad season or the bad period is over, and it's now time to move and be expected, be optimism about what is yet to come, which I believe is what you're supposed to say anyway after you close the season. But do you think, by what you've seen so far, in the 6 months that he's been there, is he the man to turn it around?
To confidently say yes or no will be difficult. I think that he should be able to make a mark by the kind of players he chooses to bring in this time around and start a full season by himself. This time around, he can really be judged at the end of the season because you are given an opportunity to bring the caliber of players you wanted and play with them. I also feel as though that it is time for him to realize the kind of shoes he's wearing now. You're a Manchester United coach. A lot is expected from you, whether you like it or not. We are not expecting you to be perfect, but a lot is expected from you. Because at the end of the day, last season's performance was woefully terrible. And it was very much unacceptable from a team like Manchester United. So if, Rúben, you've come in with all the hype and everything you were doing in your previous club, and now you're starting a full season, we are expecting a lot from you. And this time around, the excuse of, I don't have my players, I don't have my whatever it is, shouldn't come to play. So I believe that this is a very clean slate for him. I think after he spoke to the team and the club at the end of the season, I realized a lot of Man U guys or fans were like, okay, that's fine, let's give him a chance and let's see what happens. And that is the feedback I got. We are just hoping that with the new transfer season, some of the key players he might need in carrying out this project won't be taken away from the club Manchester United. So I think he still has some room. I don't know how much he has to spend for the season. But I think he has some room to be able to clean out his name because the name he has for last season is terrible. You know, and for me, I just like the spirit he came with. You know, I really enjoyed listening to him, how confident he was. But at a certain point, he came out as giving up. You know, he was throwing certain kind of shades and whatnot, which was very unfortunate. But then it was expected because the pressure was quite serious. You know, so I think that this season, maybe when we delve into the kind of players they might be able to bring in and whatnot, we can actually make some headway in looking at how the season might turn out for him.
Okay. In my opinion, I mean, I think the United ship might be too big for him. He's a young manager who just turned 40. And the caliber of players in there, where they've been and whatever. I mean, there have been players in there who are closer to his age than whatever. And for what he came to meet, maybe he's a bit justified because I think in his initial, one of his first interviews, he said that when opportunity came, he mentioned that he wanted to come in at the end of the season, but the hierarchy were very clear that you either take it now or never. So he didn't have a choice. He came in, and unfortunately, it has really dented his reputation. Unfortunately for him, there's not the time to walk away, because if you walk away, this sticks with you forever. So he has to stand in there and try and turn things around. What that means is at least a bit to be defined over time, because now I don't know what if you finish on the 15th. What is your target next? Are you now going to say United should be aiming at the top half of the table? Are you saying they should be looking at the Conference League? Because compared to last season, all that looks like success now. If you qualify for the Conference League, it's actually success if you compare it to the season before. If you go to Europa, will it be very unfair to say that he should be qualifying for Champions League? So all these things come into bear, and how are the owners and the fans going to stick with him? How long will they stick with him for? Because if he doesn't start the season well, I can assure you that I don't think that if they add last season, let's say the season starts and he loses, let's say, his first 5 games, obviously, then he's going to lose credibility in terms of whatever. Right now, the only thing that is keeping him going is they are looking at what he was able to achieve at Sporting. He's not been able to do anything in United.
He has nothing to speak to at United.
Exactly. But then again, we are talking about one of the biggest clubs in the world, and possibly in England. So it's a big seat. And as to whether he has a character to be able to do this, because I know that one of the things that he has to clean up house. That's the first thing that he needs to do. By now, he should be very clear of who he doesn't want and who he wants to bring in. That should be so straight and so swift that as soon as he gets that, he's heading to his preseason, and he makes sure that this team is ready. Because, like you said, this angle of these are not my players cannot wash anymore.
No.
You've had a caliber of players totaling up to 750 million pounds. This is some of them are Champions League winners. Some of them have been international cup players and all that. So no matter what your playing style is, you need to find a way to make it work, as we've said in the past. Now let me come to.
But to add to something you said, you know, regardless of whatever has happened in a team called Manchester United, their target can't be nothing less of Champions League or EPL, regardless. You know, so if Manchester United was 15 last season, and they're even 8th this season, it's still terrible for Amorim.
Not when you compare to the season before.
No, and I don't think a club like Manchester will be doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, because they don't have that. Like you were saying about Chelsea, we don't have that time to be doing. Last season was bad, so this season, if you are at the middle of the table, it's fine. No,
it's progress.
No, it's not progress. It's progress for some teams.
Okay.
But it's not progress for teams that have been in the top 4 all these years. You know, so Amorim has a lot of his pressure is bigger than we can imagine.
Is it? Has it started?
So much pressure.
Okay.
The pressure is starting from the players you are getting, because like we were saying, the excuses were players that you had were part of the excuses.
Yeah.
So now the transfer window is open. Even if you are giving 1 million, we're expecting you to make sure that you get the kind of players in to do the job. Yeah.
Now let's come to the next issue. For me, I've read that he has a transfer budget of 100 million from the club, and he's able to, if he's able to sell players,
he can get more.
But one thing that surprised me a bit, I don't know whether it was a sentimental decision, because Al Hilal were trying to price away Bruno Fernandes, who is their captain. He's 31, and they were prepared to pay Manchester United 100 million for him.
Yeah.
And he himself was going to get at least 700,000 per week. Put his personal what he would have gotten aside. But per the team and where it is now, wouldn't it have been prudent to sacrifice a 31-year-old player, get that money so that he can go for rebuild and bring in quality players, plus you're already 100 million that has been given to you. You bring in another 100 million by selling Bruno, which I know that, of course, he adds certain values to the player, but if you are sacrificing him for the greater good, I don't think it's so bad. So if you get another 100, that's 200 on the bank. Plus, what other players you can sell, you could easily be going into this transfer market with 250 to that. So do you think that it was a bad decision to convince him to stay?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so because, it's different when you have several options in your team of players of such caliber. Then you can decide to let one go and hold on to the others. If you look at the Manchester United team last season, regardless of how bad they were, look, their captain was always there for them and always made sure that he energized them to go for the win. Even though it didn't happen that way. So whatever plan Amorim has this time around going forward is really surrounded or has the player in question, Bruno as a center of it. So I doubt that he can easily let him go just like that because of the money. Because at the end of the day, what is going to happen is if you're going to let Bruno go, it's going to be difficult to get his substitute. Even with the amount of money you might need to bring in someone like a Bruno, is going to be difficult. Yes.
My opinion, I think the decision was based on sentiments. If you are being practical, that money can, if you do proper scouting, that can bring you 3 quality players.
Yeah, but then proper scouting is a 50-50 thing.
Hold on, but you see, Bruno he's 31 now. He can give you Man United at top level maximum 2 years. At playing the same level that he is. And that cannot even guarantee you to win anything. In that 2 years, you could sell Bruno, bring in some players that you want, and go for a 2-year game run that you know that, okay, after 2 years, we are ready to challenge. But after 2 years, you are still going to have to say goodbye to Bruno anyway.
It doesn't matter, but the point is that Amorim doesn't have that time. He doesn't have that luxury of time. So Amorim has gone through a very terrible season. Any other team or any other coach can take those kind of risks and look at the 2 years and get, within that 2 years, you can bring in different kind of players and form a whole team. But now, I'm telling you, if Amorim, like you said, if Amorim messes up at the beginning of the season, he's gone.
But then he's setting himself up to fail, because if you now have a team that you can only bring in about 3 or 4 players because you don't have a lot of transfer budgets, and you bring in whoever to come and support Bruno, because the top players, we are talking about 60, 70 million. Your budget does not allow you to do that. So aren't you setting up yourself to fail anyway? Because whoever you are going to bring to build around Bruno can still not help you get to the promised land.
No, but I think it's a start because, now, if you have Bruno and you have 100 million, and I'm thinking that there are some few players that you can be selling to get some few coins here and there, you can actually get in players that can really support Bruno. And not forgetting that we already have some players who already exist in the Manchester United team who you can really use going forward. The Ahmad and the rest are still there for you to be using. You might not get all that money you need to buy all the players to change things. But I think that if the scouting team at Manchester United does the right scouting, they can tweak some things in there that can change their fortunes. Because I think letting what's his name?
Who?
The guy we're talking about right
now.
Bruno. Letting Bruno go for me now is going to be a very big deal for Manchester United.
Well, for me, the only thing
taking those chances is quite risky.
Now, here's the case that, let's look at, we are talking about the transfer windows and the scouting and all that. For me, United doesn't have a choice than to do proper scouting. Why do I say this? Without Champions League football, the top targets in Europe are going to be targeted by teams that have Champions League. So which means the only thing that United have in their bank is the stature of the club, which even you don't know whether it will have the pool that you're expecting. Unless a player is quote unquote a United fan and want to come in there and help rebuild, it's very difficult for a player like a Victor Gyökeres, a Victor Osimhen, most of these top transfer targets in this window, to sit and look at probably a team like Arsenal and look at United presenting them certain offers that, okay, I want you to come and play for me. I'll probably be able to guarantee you a Champions League in the next year or two. Meanwhile, someone is offering it now. So, which means your leverage to pull players is limited.
Yeah, it's limited, yeah.
On top of that, we're talking about how much these players are going to, because you have to be careful not to bring in mercenaries. They don't care about the club, but they see you are desperate.
Come and take money, yeah.
So, I'll take money. If you can pay, I'll come. I know that a player like, they were going for Mbeumo, which I thought was fantastic. Premier League proven, he gives you goals, and I mean, he'll fit in from day one.
Yeah, he will.
But then I come to hear, because he was making a lot of noise, I want to play for United. I hear that he wants 250 a week. From where he's Brentford,
yeah.
Of course, from Brentford he's taking 50. So even 3 times of your salary is okay.
Yeah.
250, you are talking about how much more?
Yeah,
So that means that it's not about the love of the team. You've seen that, okay, they are weak, they are desperate, so let me take my pound of flesh.
Yeah.
And that is what is going to happen with most of the negotiations. If you put money on the table, I can consider. Because when it comes to football, you have less to present me.
Yeah.
So in that case, who should Amorim be targeting, and how should the scouts be helping him?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a good point you made, because players are going to be looking at playing for teams that have qualified for Champions League. Yeah, but then I've also realized that over the period, we've had players who have chosen to join teams, like you're saying, just because of the love for the team, or maybe their dream, a childhood dream that they always wanted to be part of Manchester United. So they've been in there. So, like you're saying, they need to really do some good scouting.
Yeah.
They might not necessarily get the stars in football that they need.
But that is what they've always gone for.
Yeah, but then you see, you would always have to change your tactics, looking at the situation you find yourself in. So like you even rightly said, now, don't even look outside, look within the Premier League.
Yeah.
Let's see some of the teams that you can get certain players from. Look at the teams that went on relegation.
Yeah.
What are some of the players that you can pull into your team to fit into your strategy for the season?
Yeah.
And you'll be amazed you do spectacularly well. And to the point where you climb up the ladder and now you are there, you have the money to buy the top stars. You've gotten to the stage where now you are playing Champions League football, now you can go in for the stars. Until then, get these hungry, determined guys who are ready to play good football.
Yeah, and just these people, to them, it's just enough to say I play for Manchester United.
It's so enough.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they should be looking at.
Well, I mean, talking about looking in the Premier League, I think they've gone for one of the very talented young players in there, in Matis Cunha from Wolves.
Yeah.
62 million was a bargain. But if you look at how much he's even earning, it comes back to the same subject. Matis Cunha going to City or Liverpool cannot demand 200 per week.
Liverpool, you get it.
Exactly. But the fact that he is able to negotiate this now tells you the leverage or the pull United had. Because it's either you pay me that money or I move. He was at Wolves. I doubt he was making more than 70,000 a week.
But to be fair to Cunha, you and I, we had an episode where we discussed very
those who are performing great for the season, yes.
And I think for what he's done that season and the amount of salary he's requesting from a club like Manchester United, I think it's not bad.
No, I think United needs to be careful.
I think it's not bad.
There's a message that you keep sending out there. Since Ineos took over, you've been letting people go. You are cutting down on salaries, cutting down on even the food that staff are eating. I mean, in the Europa League final, we had a situation whereby Tottenham paid for all their staff to go for free. United didn't do that. Even Amorim had to.
Why if Tottenham is doing it, they have to do it?
No, the point is that it's about branding. He had a point where Amorim had to pay for his staff to go for the game. So the impression that you created is that there's no money. So if all of a sudden you are still bringing, and you say you have to drop your wage bill, if you are still bringing players in at 200 per week, that's not dropping your wage bill. Already you are stuck with players that you're overpaying, and they don't want to go or walk away from their contracts. We are talking about Amorim needs to sell players to raise money.
Yeah.
But what his biggest headache is now, is that most of these players are on wages that nobody is prepared to meet.
Ridiculous wages.
So if you take somebody like Jadon Sancho, taking 300 a week,
300,000, yeah.
he's now sitting in United with 2 years on his contract to go. Antony Rashford, also taking almost 300.
Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, Marcus, sorry. Alejandro Garnacho is in there. Antony is in there. Onana, 120k a week.
Yeah.
All these players, fantastic. They will fit in somewhere. But the only stumbling block is the salaries. So if you are bringing people in now and you can't negotiate to give them modest salaries so that they, you know what Chelsea have done now is that their salaries are incentivized. So, okay, you want 250, no problem. But we'll give you 150, but the other whatever, you have to be able to achieve A, B, C, D before we can add it. So, for instance, the moment Chelsea qualified for the Champions League, every player's salary was bumped up by 20% because that was part of the incentives. So that one, they know what they are fighting for.
Yeah.
But if someone is coming in from Wolves and then you give him 200 a week, what are the other bonuses?
Yeah, but then,
per bonuses, you're talking about 250, 300.
no. So I think, to be fair to Manchester United, I think Manchester currently have found themselves in between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even if I am bringing in a player like Cunha,
Okay.
which for me, I believe that he's going to make an impressive difference.
Okay.
Because the caliber of game Cunha has played over the season, Manchester United unfortunately doesn't have any such player in their team to be doing that.
But I see, I beg to differ because see, it's about the culture in there. We've seen players like Antony go out of United and they show who they are because when they were in United, the culture in there is so dead that they can't be bothered. But Antony goes to Betis and he's a star boy. Rashford goes to Aston Villa, he's a star boy. So what that means that there's something going on in there behind the scenes that is not helping this team to grow.
That is why I believe that we should give him an opportunity this season.
So that's with that
start
said,
from scratch.
Don't we believe that if Cunha comes in there and is also sort of now introduced to that attitude or that culture, he will also not be the player that you see. Because whoever is leading you in Wolves is different. You understand? I heard Jadon Sancho is wanted by Napoli. As soon as I heard that, I told myself that his career is going to go to the next level. Do you know why? Because he's going to work under Antonio Conte. Conte doesn't carry any prisoners. He's going to make sure you work your socks off. And if you come there being lazy, your career is over. But if you come in there and you avail yourself to Conte, he's going to transform you.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That why you not giving? Amorim has come in and he's trying to build a team that he wants to work with from scratch.
Yeah.
We can talk about Contes and the rest because we've experienced them. We know what they can.
Exactly.
Now, all I'm saying is that with what Amorim has now to work with, he has to take certain decisions. And these are tough decisions. And these decisions, when taken, I think that at a certain point, then we can judge him based on those decisions.
But it's not 6 months not enough for us to at least have signals?
No, it's not.
6 months.
So I've always said this. You see, the way and manner in which Amorim came into Manchester United, and we want to use that to judge him as based on the performance of Manchester United. For me personally, I think it's not fair.
Okay.
I think that if we allow the gentleman, even if he's going to pay Cunha 400,000, and at the end of the season they perform, I don't think it's a problem.
But
yes, I don't think it's a problem because he knows what he's struggling for. He knows what he needs.
For the supporting employees, that doesn't work out well.
Why?
You are cutting basic food. You are cutting all kinds of incentives.
I was cutting basic food and all that during the last season. We're entering into a new season. I've sat down with the owners of the team, the club, and I'm telling them that I need A, B, C, D.
Yeah. But even if we can't afford it?
No, why am I even if we can't afford it? We need to afford it. If we couldn't afford it, you would not have negotiated and given them that price.
No, but, well, I mean, I agree with you that they find themselves in a precarious situation. Because
it's a very tight situation.
Is that right now, it looks like the only thing they are using to get players is money.
That's
which they don't have.
Yeah, but I'm saying that at least if they need to buy even 2 players, and these 2 players are demanding a certain kind of money, and as per their scouting team and the coach, he feels as though that these players can make the difference.
That's lazy scouting.
Pardon?
That's lazy scouting.
Why is lazy
Very lazy scouting. No, like you said, if you don't have money, there are players even within the league that you can be able to price away from their current teams and will not cost you 200 per week and still be able to come in and do a job.
No, you see, I just feel that sometimes when we jump the gun to say that, you know, a lot of things come to play, and we've mentioned some.
Yeah.
There are players who want to play Champions League. Okay. There are players who join your club because of how they feel about their club. Maybe their club is a childhood club that they've loved and what.
Yeah, they are fans, yeah.
They can have all those sentiments, but if a Manchester United team calls me, my bargaining power or whatever I bargain for will be different from when Everton calls me.
Okay.
And that is a reality. So it shouldn't be that they are lazy scouts or Amorim is not serious. They look at the amount of salary. No, it is different if any player if I approach any player to come and play for Manchester United, you would bargain for a good salary.
No, but you're talking about, you're going for the high end. High end is players who are dragging teams to titles. 200 per week is a player who is dragging the team to the title. But Cunha, yes, he's done great with Wolves. But he's not done anything exceptional. Comparing the level of Wolves players, it's normal that he stands out. He could come into Manchester United and just be an average Manchester United player. He's not coming in there.
For now, he can be an average Manchester United
Why not?
player. But
you cannot convince me that Cunha is better than Rashford.
But Rashford is no more in Manchester United.
I understand that. That's what I'm saying. That
I'm not about the current Manchester United team we have.
So Cunha, do you think Cunha is better than Diallo?
Ahmed Diallo.
Yes.
But Ahmed Diallo, you and I just saw him at the latter part of last season, a few games.
He just came up from injury.
No, listen. I'm saying that if you bring Cunha in a team like Manchester United currently, he's going to be one of the top players or good players in Manchester United.
I agree, but he doesn't deserve 200 per week.
What does he deserve?
Cunha maximum should be 150. Maximum. 150. There are players in the league who let's come to Liverpool your wages. There are players, Sabola might not be on 50,000. You play are so cheap and they're fighting.
But you see, that's why you have to place in context. We are all saying that Manchester United have found themselves in a place where players will need to negotiate on certain terms because of where Manchester United is.
That's why I said they should be careful. Because if your only leverage is money, then the issue, because
how do I become careful when that's the reality?
We had a situation whereby the owner of Ineos, Jim Ratcliffe, had an interview to explain why he's cutting back and making those tough decisions. And at the time, I think he did the interview somewhere mid-season, and he said that if he had not made those decisions, by end of the season, United would have been bankrupt. So what is justifying these salaries, and where are they going to get these monies from? We are talking about a team that even their stadium is leaking and there are rats coming on the pitch. So if you are telling staff to cut back, you are pulling all kinds of benefits, and now you are still signing players and giving them 200 per week. You are sending the wrong message.
No. It's not true. It's not true. These players are supposed to come in to turn the fortunes of the club around.
So are you telling me that if you look around Europe, you cannot get better stars who can come in for 200 per week than Cunha?
No. But if you say that, you are not being fair, because then every other club can say that also, apart from this player that we bought, are we saying that we couldn't have gotten another better player?
No, but not for that amount.
No.
I think for me,
no. You are not. No.
For me, I think
make
it's lazy
another
scouting.
different justification.
It's lazy scouting.
It can never be lazy scouting.
It's lazy scouting.
Look.
There are players who can give you.
Which player?
No, listen. If
Which
United
player?
want to
Which player?
If United want to do proper scouting and even decide to
no, why do you say proper scouting? What do you mean by proper scouting? I'm a bit confused.
You can listen. Amorim is rebuilding, and in the past, what the mistakes United have done is that they just pick players' performance for a period and then put a big salary on them. Let me finish. You
are just judging the team based on their past salary.
But that's the same mistake they are making now.
No. The fact that they've made those mistakes doesn't mean that they can't bring a player for the player to negotiate for a good salary. And because of that, you're going to use that to judge them all the time. No.
You see. If
Sancho and Marcus Rashford had taken big salaries, and that boy who went to Manchester from Chelsea.
Who?
You're one of your star boys.
Mason Mount. Yeah.
If they went there and they made all those errors, granted. But
they are making the same errors now.
No, you can't say they're making the same errors because they brought in a player and they're giving a player 200,000.
Based on what? The player is not coming from a bigger club.
Which player do you want? No.
The player is coming from Wolves.
Can you get a player from a bigger club?
Yes, if you are bringing it. Okay, let me just give you an example. How much are you paying for a waste?
200K.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's money.
Your premise when you even started this conversation,
Yes.
you said several things. That
Uh-huh.
we have Manchester United who have found themselves in a very tight place that we speak.
100%.
The negotiation on the table of Manchester United will be different from the negotiation on the table of Liverpool.
Good.
Now, Manchester United they are looking for players that can fit into their style of play for this season.
Which is why I talk about lazy scouting.
It's not lazy
Manchester
scouting.
United should not be approaching any player. Wait, if you are rebuilding,
your basis of lazy scouting, I don't even know where that one is coming from.
Wait. Manchester United should not be going close to any player who is asking for 200 a week.
But which player wants to ask for 200 a week?
When you do proper scouting, you are going to find gems that are going.
But then that means Liverpool to really do proper scouting.
No, but you see, where Liverpool has gotten to, you are at a place where you are winning. Your project is working. I don't know why you're comparing this to.
No.
Your project is working. So you need key players for certain positions, and they're basically going to guarantee you results. There's nothing that guarantees that Cunha coming in is going to help Manchester United to qualify for the Champions League. There's nothing that shows that.
So what will guarantee?
Where has Cunha played? He's gotten anywhere close to the Champions League.
No, Dennis. No, you're wrong.
How am I wrong?
No. Which player are you going to bring into Manchester United that you can sit here and say that because of this player, these people are guaranteed Champions League? Which player?
Oh, wait. They see you are comparing two things.
No, I'm just saying what you just said.
No, what I'm telling you is that United is at a place where they are rebuilding. When you are rebuilding, you bring in players who believe in a vision. You are building towards something. Not mercenaries who want their pay now.
Why are you concluding and judging and justifying?
Because the only thing United is using to attract these guys now is money.
No, it's not true.
So if tell me that if United had proposed that, look, we are one of the biggest clubs in the world. If you look at our history, we are used to winning. We are going through a tough patch now. We are going to get there. This is our history. This is our caliber. Come in at 100,000 or 120, and we are going to get there. Cunha would have come.
You and I were not on the negotiation table.
No, you can't talk like that. You can't
for you to jump the gun and say that we are going by. No. Because of what you feel and what you assume. No.
But you are also assuming.
No, I'm saying what the fact is. I'm not assuming.
What is the fact?
The fact is that you are looking for a player.
So you are telling me that your fact is that Cunha has done enough in football to deserve 200 per week.
No, I'm saying that the fact is that.
So what are you saying?
You go in for a player, you sit on a negotiation table. Depending on what you want and what you can give out, you strike an agreement.
So whoever is doing the negotiation is not doing a good job. That's what I'm saying.
No,
that's why I'm saying lazy scouting.
No, it's not true.
What are you saying? Listen,
it's not true.
United is not true. Wait.
It's not true.
United is already in a very bad place. Why are they in a bad place? Now they can only.
You see, you're able to say all these negative things about United because of the position they find themselves in.
Let me finish.
If they were not in this position, you'd be saying these things about
How did
United.
they get into this position?
If they were not in this position,
how did they get into
they
this
had
position?
a poor season.
They didn't have a poor season. They didn't have a poor season. They made bad decisions that have led them where they are. If now you are telling me that you need to sell players,
Chelsea for obedient, they made bad decisions.
You said that. Wait, you said
I'm
that.
saying that. Wait, Manchester United have found themselves in a place where they need to rebuild. In rebuilding, you have to take tough decisions, and these are some of the tough decisions you need to take.
Like what?
Like
throw money at players.
Not throwing the money at player. But if I've gotten a player that I feel will fit into my gameplay,
wait.
Do you know what they need from Cunha?
No. Wait.
Do you know what he wants from Cunha?
Wait. Manchester United now have a budget of 100 million. 100 million in today's market may not even get you two players, quality players, correct? They are now saying that we need to sell players so that we can be able to build our war chest better. We can go out there and compete with the likes of whatever teams are going for the top players, correct? Now here's the case, because of bad decisions they've made, they have players sitting in their local room.
But every team has made bad decisions.
Can I finish, please? They don't get to 15th. My point is that right now you have players like Sancho sitting there at 300 a week. Sancho can decide that I have 2 years on my contract. You're supposed to pay me 300 a week until that expires.
But he has not taken the decision.
It is your decision as a club to find me a club if you want me to move. And find me a club who are prepared to pay me this contract. If not, I either sit or find me a loan whereby they pay half, you pay half. Same with what, Antony? Same with Marcus Rashford, and the list goes on. Casemiro should not even be in there. You understand? So here is the case that, okay, if you are rebuilding, let's now try and shy away from these exorbitant salaries and let's go organic. When Sir Alex Ferguson was building this team, that's what I want you to pay attention to now, Olen. When Ferguson was building this team, he didn't go with money. What he did was that class of 99, he brought a lot of players from the academy.
Dennis,
wait, let me finish. If you look at their history,
your academy players at Chelsea to play. Why are you getting them away?
Let me finish. Now, he brought in a group of players from the academy, and then he brought in certain gems around and built United. What they are doing now, if you are saying that you are bringing quality players in, 200,000 should be what we call needle movers. These kind of players, they come in and you see that, damn, this is a player who is going to help us get there. Cunha in that dressing room doesn't move any needles. What are you talking about?
Massa. You see, you are just trying to be unfair and unrealistic.
You are being
trying
emotional.
to sign
what about
emotional. I'm not Manchester United fan.
What about unfair?
No, I'm not Manchester United fan. I'm just being realistic. The point is that
decisions,
you are citing examples that are not realistic.
You see what we are saying there? The funny thing is that United fans agree with me. But you,
no, I don't care about United fans. All
and they know that a Liverpool fan will never talk for them.
But why are you talking for them?
Of course, that's what I'm doing.
You are talking for Manchester United.
Oh yeah.
How?
You don't notice. What else to say?
No, but then, you see, you are citing examples about Ferguson bringing in
academy boys, a bunch of academy boys, and build around them.
But you and I know, first of all, Amorim is not Ferguson.
Yes.
There are a few coaches who can do what Ferguson did in the past. Let's leave that aside and let's be realistic going forward. No. Now, the caliber of players that Amorim needs to win the league or...
Win is out.
Why?
The fact that you bring in Cunha and give him 200,000 doesn't mean you're going to win the league.
But the transfers when window just started, the guy just bought Cunha, and you are judging
what
the
I'm
guy left, right, center.
What I'm trying to say,
you see, you are being a very unrealistic person.
What I'm trying to say,
even the players that need to go out, the season is not even over yet. Sorry.
Yes.
We don't know the business that is going to be carried out for all these players.
No, we all don't know. We are all talking about what is today.
Yeah, but then even
what is today is that whether we like it or not, we have players on unreasonable wages sitting on their bench, and nobody wants them simply because...
we can't bring any academy boys from anywhere to come and play anything.
Why not?
It won't work.
But it's a process.
It's not. Nobody is going to do any process.
No.
Then you do that process at Chelsea. Do that one day.
But we are doing that. What is it?
You are doing what?
Listen.
You spoke about. The whole season, all you are talking about inexperience. Our team is inexperienced, and then inexperienced. But now you are saying that somebody to go and carry the academy.
Are we in the Champions League?
Hey.
Are we there? What? Because we built a process. There's a project.
You know what to do for you guys to get the Champions League. You know how you struggle to get to the Champions League because now you forgot it.
Are we there?
Do you know you see how you struggle?
It means that it works.
No, so I'm telling you that.
For me, wait. You see,
Manchester is in a position where you can throw all kinds of dust at them because of where they are.
Oh, you are looking at it wrongly.
No, it's true.
No.
That their scouts are lazy, and because of Cunha, their scouts are lazy.
They are setting an unwanted precedence. Do you think that it is a coincidence that after they signed Cunha, Mbeumo also comes from Brentford is asking for 250? But he sits down, I'm better than Cunha. I've scored more goals than Cunha. If Mbeumo was going to Tottenham, he will not be taking 250. Nobody will pay him that money. Even he was going to any other team.
Let me finish, please. Football. Any player who it's like that. What is different now? What has changed?
Now they set a precedent whereby everybody is going to look. Okay, you brought in this guy, I gave you this. Right now, if they go to Osimhen, Osimhen has every right to ask for 400,000 simply because he compare himself to whoever you signed. I'm better than them. So the precedents that no, you are not missing. You are missing my point. The point I'm making is that they should be careful not to set those old mistakes that they've done that have brought them where they are now. Cunha, I don't think, in my opinion, is a player that should be going for 200 per week. United have found themselves there before. These players have come in for crazy money. Right now, do you know who is the highest paid on their books? Casemiro. They went for his history, whatever. Right now, Casemiro doesn't give you the performance of a 300,000 player. And they are going in that same route. That's why I'm saying that the negotiations was poor. If you don't go for Cunha, there are players who can give you... Well, how many goals did Cunha score last season at Wolves?
So which players can give you what players?
Top of my head, obviously I can't say, but what I'm telling you is that if you are going for a strategy, money cannot be your biggest weapon. Otherwise, everybody is going to exploit you.
For you're assuming that money is the weapon you're using for the.
If you are paying that much for Martins Cunha, yes.
That's what your assumptions are.
Because for me, Manchester United is a very prestigious club and should be able to attract talent without making money the biggest.
How do you attract talent now?
How do you attract talent?
Yeah, how do you?
If I'm playing somewhere in, let's say, Fluminense in Brazil, and United approaches me and tells me I should come and play for Manchester United, with the prestige of the club, even if they give me 75,000, I'll jump.
Okay,
because it is a platform for me to show myself to the world and grow from there.
You can't sit here
if I go
and make it look like you are scouting, you have some scouting ideas, and the people who are in their scouting business, they don't know what they are about.
You see, we are here to share. We come here to show.
No, but I'm saying that for to be fair to Manchester, we can both sit here and say all the negative things about Manchester because
what I'm saying is not negative.
Extremely negative.
It's not.
You've what said I'm saying a lot of negative things.
What I'm saying that we can throw that. Let me ask you. Would you pay 200k a week, Liverpool for Cunha?
Why not? It depends on the situation.
Of course, that's what you say.
It's in context. But how can you? I can't just.
When Klopp came, you were not winning. You didn't go and buy players and be giving them this money. We saw your wage bill.
But our wage bill
people were on there with 15,000.
Do you know that? Do you know there are certain teams that have higher wage bills than other teams? Don't you know that is true?
But the prudent.
So why are you trying to make it look like every team's wage bill is totally different?
No, the prudent and
it has been like that even since Ferguson's time. It's like that.
The prudent.
There are some teams' wage bills.
That's why they find themselves there.
No.
The prudent and responsible teams come in there. They sell you a project. They sell you a vision, and then it's not about the money. I mean, you go in there, you are spending money. You Liverpool, your wage bill. We saw it too. It's only now that you are paying good money.
Yeah, but that is the point. I know it. I am saying that
playing for free.
No, I am saying that when we put the clubs down, there are some clubs who pay better than other clubs. It is
naturally,
there. But naturally. No, so now what is different now? What has changed during Amorim's time?
It has brought them to a point where they're on their knees and they need to change it. You can't do the same thing and expect different results.
They are not doing the fact that they are paying Cunha 200,000 doesn't mean they are doing the same thing. That justification is wrong.
In any case, we can go back and forth on this, but obviously it's a different opinion.
So yeah. We are sharing our opinions. So guys, it's just opinions that we are sharing.
Yeah.
And we feel as though that Amorim, I feel that he still has enough room to prove himself.
Yeah.
And we believe that this season, anybody who writes them down will be making a big mistake.
I don't think anybody is writing them down.
Like a Chelsea fan sitting here trying to run Manchester United down just because they are in hardship. Forgetting that some few years ago they were struggling.
For me, I don't think that I'm running them down. I think that Manchester United need to make prudent decisions, and some of these decisions cannot be going for mid-tier team players and paying them 200k a week. This is what top-notch teams are paying for top-tier players, and if you bring them in, this is what affects their attitude, it affects their lifestyle, and they don't show up on the pitch. United have seen this so many times, so that is why I'm saying that they should change that. It's not negative. It's a good advice that I'm giving out. So guys, join us, add your opinions in the comment section. Tell us what you think United are doing wrong or what they are doing right. If you agree with Patrick, share your opinion. If you agree with me, share your opinion. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
All right, cheers.